Good morning, and welcome to Stacy's Closet. If you're here, that means you're here on purpose, which means you have purpose. Good morning. So, first, I want to start off with I love my blouse. It's an olive color. It is from Cato's, you guys. It was a surprise, but I think it's cute. This little split shows some flair in it, so it's not just a simple sweater. My earrings also from Cato's. I got just some blue leggings, as you can. I'm gonna show you my blue leggings, okay? And just so you can see. Now, these are the boots that I'm rocking with this. There's some navy blue matching my actual leggings. And I got those from Amazon.com. Again, you guys, I'll put all this on the description. My nails, of course, are from lgirlZ Nails. Again, I'll put that in the description. And I'm still reading my book. My life seems like it's just really, really crazy right now, but I am still reading my book, Americant. I'm telling you guys, you won't be disappointed. It is a phenomenal read. And again, I'll put all that in the description. And you know my favorite place, the City of David. Listen, if you're in Gastonia, 2500 Crescent Lane, go by, get blessed, and say hello for me, okay? And if you're unable to go like myself, it's on Facebook Live. Again, it starts at 11 o'clock. I'm a little behind today because I didn't know it was daylight savings time. But we're going to get right into it. By the way, I'm going to give you guys some pointers on a couple of things. So, one, I have people that ask me a lot about my lipstick. It is actually by Maybelline. It is green. Y'all know I'm a little bold. Keep in mind, your opinion is not needed nor required. I like it. That's all that counts. And I do know that there are some people that actually do like it. So just so you know, this one is Maybelline. So again, but one of my favorite lipsticks is Fenty. Rihanna's Fenty. I love her stuff. I have very dry, my lips get extremely dry. I have eczema on my lips, so they get extremely dry. So I like lipsticks that have moisture in them. So I use a lot of Maybelline and Fenty. Just so you know, those are my two favorite because they have moisture in theirs. They have the matte, but it's a moistured matte, just so you know. My other little tip that I want to give is this. You get all dressed up, women. We get and men all dressed up. But guess what? We leave out a very important factor. Smelling good. If you smell good, listen. It will lift up your confidence level. It makes you feel good to walk into a place and you can walk by somebody and they're like, "Woo, what you wearing? Wait a minute, you smell good." It will make them stop, honey. Again, now I'm gonna say this, and I do not mean to offend anyone. I am not bougie, but I am gonna give you a tip, ladies and men. That cheap perfume or that cheap cologne, that's not it. I know that everybody may not be able to go out here and splurge and get this name brand expensive stuff. However, you can find some sales on a name brand perfume. Invest in it. Then, this is how you can actually make it last. If you're on a budget, I understand. Again, because I'm on one. I done told y'all I'm a diva on a budget, okay? So I found little ways to actually make my stuff last a little bit longer. So one of those ways is I buy name brand perfume. I love to smell good. I love a man that smells good. That's one of my gifts that whatever. But that's one of the things that I give to him is cologne. I love a man that smells good, and I love to smell good. And women and men, we all love someone who smells good, I'm sure. But how you make it last is this. You get you some name brand. You just one little squirt, or you can put a squirt here and a squirt here, right? You might even do 4. Put you one on each side, right? Now, go to wherever they sell essential oils at, flea markets, beauty outlets, any of those places. Get the actual oil that matches your perfume that you purchased. So if you buy one of my favorites is Juicy Couture. If you buy her, go get the that oil of the same kind, right? And you put the oil on it. The oil is usually only $2.99, $3.99. You put the oil on with that, just that couple of squirts of that, honey, it will last all day. All you will need is a couple of squirts, mix it with the oil, because mainly what you're going to be using the bulk of is the oil, which is only like $2.99, $3.99 at the most. So again, you can get that oil, and that will give the name brand perfume a little bit more longevity of life. So it'll last longer because you're not using an overabundance of any. You ain't got to spray yourself down with it. Some people, y'all put way too much, okay? Just my little tip this morning that I wanted to share, because people are always asking me about my perfume and about my lipstick. So I just wanted to share with you guys how I make mine last, okay? Now, we're getting ready to go straight into our topic today. Our topic today is, are you being courted or conned? So, are you being courted? I know some of y'all are like, courted? That's so old. Well, that's the problem. We need to return back to a lot of that. And you guys can call it, y'all call it dating, whatever. But if a person is courting you, they're catering, not necessarily bending to your every will. However, they want to make sure that they show you that they're attracted to you. They want to make sure that they're actually winning you. They want to win you over, right? Because they're courting you. And conning you, this is how you know the difference. So now listen, and I've said this before. I want you to get out your notebooks today, because we're going to take a couple of notes. So how you know you're being courted? When 6 months to a year. So at 6 months, you've been with this person for 6 months, right? They're courting you. At 6 months, y'all should start having a conversation about where this relationship is going. Where do you see it going? What kind of future? Because I'm going to keep it all the way 100. Women know probably within the first 3 months. And honestly, within the first 3 minutes after talking to you, they won't know if they want to be bothered. But usually women know by 6 months, okay. I understand men might take a little longer because men are waiting because women, we're driven by emotions, right? So our emotions are driving us. Our emotions are saying, oh, I want this person. I want to be with this person. And men are driven by logic. So they're not driven by their emotions. They're driven by logic. Women, a lot of times, we're not driven by logic. We're driven by emotions. So you got to make sure that you get this, because I want you to understand. And I want to put this disclaimer out there. Ladies and men, I am not telling you to leave your man. Don't be hitting me up talking about you done messed up my relationship. And no, I did not. I'm just giving you my opinion and what I feel. I'm just trying to offer some other insight into it. And because some of y'all, y'all get mad, because he get with the next woman and he end up marrying her, but you was with him for 3-4 years, he didn't marry you. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we set the tone of how a man treats us, what we will and will not accept. If you was with that man 3 and 4 years and that man ain't put a ring on it, that's because you allowed him to. You gave him all the benefits of being married, but he didn't have to take any steps to do so. You opened the door wide open and said, whatever you want, you can have it. I'm just going to give it to you. And guess what? That's what happened. He got with the next woman and she demanded more. And he stepped up to the plate. He leveled up. So again, I'm not telling you what, I'm just offering up advice. Okay. Now, on that notebook, this is how you know if you're being courted. When y'all sit down at that 6 months and y'all sit down and you're asking, okay, where do you see us going? And he says to you, I really want a future with you, but, again, if he starts saying, I need, I just want to kind of take my time, but I want a future with you. Okay. That is a possible courting. A con is this. Listen, You trying to rush me into something, I just, I don't want to rush. You trying to rush me. Let's, let's slow this thing down. Soon as he starts getting nervous and he starts backpedaling, that's a con. That's a con. Same way with women, men. If she starts backpedaling, telling you she ain't sure what she want, she's lying. A woman made up her mind a long time ago, so I'm just telling you, okay? She's not being honest. Women, if he starts backpedaling, he's usually conning you, okay? Now, at that 6 months, let's say you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, you don't think he's conning you because he backpedaled and he wants some more time. Okay. Now, a year gets here. At that 12-month mark, I'm not telling you 12 months to the date, but at least a year into that thing, he knows what he wants. And so does she. Now, I'm not telling you to rush out here and go get married after a year. However, I am telling you at this point, you know what you want. Okay? It's just that simple. And at 12 months, if he's sitting around still talking about he need more time, ladies, you have just been conned. He is not courting you. He did not court you. He conned you. Now, our problem is we done got emotionally invested, right? So now it's difficult for us to walk away because now we thought that he was courting us only to find out we've been conned. Ladies and men, at the end of the day, regardless if he was courting or conning, at that 12 months, if this person is telling you they don't know what they want, you now need to sit down and make some tough decisions about what you want and what you will and will not give up for that. Okay? Now, I had to come to a clear decision and say, okay, you know what? This person is not willing to give me what I want. Am I willing to settle for what they want? Okay? Now, this is when you have to make some tough decisions. Okay? Now, ladies, I want you to write this down. And men, I want you to write this down. Are you willing to settle for what they want? Or are you willing to say, I'm going to cut my losses and go after what I deserve? Because this is the problem. Nobody should have to settle. Nobody. Don't settle for a job. Don't settle for a friendship. Don't settle for a husband or a wife. Y'all don't have to settle. Stop with settling, and then you look up 3 and 4 years down the road, you miserable and unhappy. Well, you the one settled for that. Instead of waiting for your happiness, you settled for this nonsense. You settled for a con. And again, is he courting you? Is she courting you? Or are they conning you? Because that's the thing. Now, when y'all get to that 12 months and you say, okay, now we need to sit down and we need to talk again. Where are we going? At that time, very close to that time, after you realize whether or not you're being courted or conned, y'all need to actually make some steps to go to the next level in that relationship. And some of y'all get confused and say, oh, the next level is let's move in together. That might not be the next level, sweetheart. Some of y'all moving way too fast. You want to up jump and move in with somebody. Again, you're giving them all the benefits of having a husband or a wife. Because you jump in, let's say me and you jump in, you go to this woman and you sitting there paying all the bills and everything else. What she need to marry you for? You already her provider. She don't need to put no name on it. Well, listen, she don't need to change her name, none of that, because you already doing everything she wants you to do. Okay? So some of y'all need to step back. I know men that have up jumped and moved in with woman after woman after woman. And then at the end of the day, when that last relationship broke up, now you don't have nowhere to stay because you done gave up all your freedom because you keep jumping into these relationships, moving into these women, moving in with women. Come on. You got to step back and actually say, because again, what is going on is you're settling for what they wanted and not what you wanted and what you needed. I was out driving because y'all know I'm back in Fayetteville. So a lot of this is new for me. So I was just out driving and looking at some things. And as I was driving, I went by this, it used to be, it's not there anymore. It used to be a barber shop, right? And I remember I had the biggest crush on this barber. I did. I had the big, like, I just thought he was the most handsomest man. I was just like, oh my God, I really, really wanted this man, right? However, I was invisible to him. I was invisible. And I kept saying, God, why, I got all these men. I have like all these men just keep trying to talk to me, but he doesn't even notice me. He doesn't even know I exist. And I just did not understand. Now, let me tell you, I had a crush on him so bad, child. He was doing my eyebrows. I still like to get my eyebrows done with a straight razor. That's because that wax breaks me out. But I love how a straight razor does my eyebrows. Anyway, I could have went to any barbershop. Now I drive all the way over there to go to that barbershop because I had a crush on that particular guy. And I just did not understand why he was invisible. I mean, I was invisible to him, right? Just did not notice me. And I just thought he was the most gorgeous thing in the world. Then one day I seen him and he was on a motorcycle. And I said, oh God, I'm just in love. He looked so like he was just the handsomest thing I had ever seen, right? Now let's fast forward probably about 5-6 years down the road. This is still when I used to go to the club. So this was years ago, right? We were in the club and I happened to see him and he looked shriveled up and just sick. And I'm talking, this guy used to be buff, like really thick. He was, when I tell you ladies, he was like for real. Okay. So I'm like, what happened? And I like chocolate, y'all. He chocolate. But then I look at him and he is shriveled up. And I'm like, what the world? So I'm like, okay, is he smoke? Like, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he on drugs, right? Okay. So I'm standing there. And at that time I was at the club with this guy that I used to date. So we're standing there and we're talking. And I tell him, I was like, what happened to old dude? And cause I had already said, I used to have a mad crush on him. He said, yeah, old dude was liking dudes and girls. And he has the virus. And I'm going, oh my God, really? Jeez. So yesterday as I'm driving by, I began to just cry. And I said, I thought that something was wrong with me. I thought that I just was not pretty enough. I wasn't small enough. I just thought that I just wasn't enough because I was just invisible to him. And as I began to cry, I was crying because I realized something. And this is a churchy moment. God kept me. He kept me. We get so caught up and we get so frustrated because we're like, this guy, he conned us. He blinded. He conned me and I feel like I've been betrayed. I was tricked. And God is saying, no, I was keeping you. I was keeping you. And I'm like, oh my God, like I could not believe, like, geez, like, okay, God, thank you so much. Like, it was just so, I was so happy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to get this off of my screen. Okay, sorry about that. But I was crying because I was like, God, you kept me. God, if I hadn't have been invisible to this man, would I be here today? Would I be okay today? Would I have not been sick? Like, for real. So I said that to say this. Some of y'all are getting all worked up and you're so hurt and you're so sad. And I'm telling you, it just may not be meant for you. Maybe they can't see your value because they're not the person that is supposed to see your value. They can't see the beauty in you because they're not supposed to see the beauty in you. Maybe they have blinders on because they're not supposed to see you. Okay? So, again, understand that does not take away from the fact that you are still the gift. You are still beautiful. You are still remarkable. You are still every single thing. Baby, you are still fierce. You are still greater and more precious than rubies. okay? You are still that person. You are. You are still the wifey. You are still the husband material. You are still all of that. It's just they have blinders on. So don't listen. I know that it is so difficult to say this, but don't allow them being blinded to affect the beauty of who you really are, okay? Now, also, I want to also say this. I want you to write something down. You're wanting God to send you this beautiful man, this beautiful woman, right? But are you ready? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for someone to truly court you and offer you everything that you're asking for? Are you ready? Because if you're not, don't be damaged material, because hurt people, okay? Now, if you're around here and you're damaged and you're not ready, then go somewhere and sit down and let's get this together and let's write it down. If you're around here conning people and tricking people into thinking that you're courting them and you're really conning them, and because you just want somebody for the time being, I'm going to tell you this. Whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he reap. You cannot continue to hurt, lie, and deceive and get away with it. I'm telling you, you reap what you sow. So just be careful. If you know that you're not ready for that man or that woman, get somewhere and sit down and stop doing that. If you just want someone to date, then say that. You listen, I just want to date. I'm not looking for anything. I don't want anything. Don't con someone, because you will reap that back. Okay? And I don't want to see anybody reaping that back. I want you to be great and be beautiful and be the true person you are. If you are a man, I want you to be the baddest man on the block, okay? Listen, I want you to be a true man. Women, I want you to see all of the beauty. Your beauty does not just lie on this outward appearance. It lies with your beautiful heart, your compassion, your willingness to love, learn, and be free and open. All of that is all wrapped up in your beauty, okay? Now, understand, if this person is conning you, they're going to reap what they sow. You don't have to go out here and get even. You don't have to change who you are. You keep being the beautiful person that you are. And trust and believe. I done told y'all, hold your head up. The next bus comes every 15 minutes. Hold your head up. Get ready for your next bus, okay? It comes every 15 minutes. Men, same thing. If she did not appreciate everything you are, she didn't appreciate that you was actually courting her and not conning her, that's her fault. That's on her. Listen, she was blind, but the next one won't be. Hold your head up. There's another bus coming in 15 minutes, okay? And again, you guys, I'm getting ready to get off of here and tell you again that I love you and there is nothing you can do about it. And if you're here, guess what? God gave you two things today. That's a chance and a choice. So I want you to take a chance on you and choose. Don't settle. Don't settle for what they want. Settle for what you deserve and what you need. Okay? And until next time, this is Stacy's Closet. And again, all the information that I told you, my clothes, everything, that is going to be in a description. It is listed below. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for supporting Stacy's Closet. And again, until next time, I love you, I do. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Mwah.